Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Videobob. I'm hanging out here on the tour bus, the Videobob tour bus. Not touring anywhere, but I do have this parked outside my shop, and I like to hang out in here sometimes. It's a fun place to be. And I was just reading about Hertz Rental Car, a 100-year-old car company, has posted bankruptcy. They're going out of business. And I don't think that, well, coronavirus was probably the nail in the coffin, but they were, definitely on their way out already. A lot of things have changed, you could definitely blame Uber and Lyft and just the general taxis and ride shares that are out there for the loss of Hertz. I got to tell you that, I go to Vegas all the time, and I used to always rent a car when I would go to Vegas because I like to hop around, go to the different casinos. I mean, Vegas is pretty big. I mean, if you go more than just the strip, you'll be surprised at how much fun you can have if you have a car. And sometimes we would go all the way to LA. You can drive to LA in like 3.5 hours. I mean, that's a long way, but you can do it. So some of the things that happened in Vegas in particular that changed my rental car habits is, well, the casino started charging for parking. Everywhere you went, you had to pay like $7 to $10 or more to park the car. So I did the math on it one time, and I decided, you know what, I'm not going to rent a car. I'm going to just Uber. And I did Uber and Lyft, and I saved money. Another problem with the rental car companies is Hertz was one of the most expensive. You would generally pick a different brand. Hertz was much more expensive than some of the others because they were one of the better brands. The thing is if you go to like LA, if you've ever gone to LAX and you've gone to the rental car area, it sometimes takes 2 hours to get a car while you're there. So the last time I went out to LA, I used Turo. I went on Turo, I got myself a Cadillac CTS for $40 a day. And the way they do it is a little odd. You actually take an Uber over to a Ralph's grocery where the garage is from the airport, and then they reimburse you in cash for your Uber ride. They literally hand you like $8, right? And then I got in this Cadillac, I drove it around LA, and then I brought it back, and then they Uber you back to the airport. And quite frankly, this was a better experience than waiting for a shuttle, taking the shuttle to the thing. I swore I would never rent another car in LA because it takes hours of waiting in line, arguing with people. They never have the car that you pre-ordered, you know. Renting a car is a pain in the ass. And, the only way that Hertz and other rental car companies are going to survive is if they adapt the way Turo is doing it. They really need to get that together. Otherwise, I think the entire car rental industry total could be done. So the thing about it is all of these factors combined, I think, was really hurting Hertz. But the coronavirus certainly didn't help. I mean, but if you have a major company and 6 weeks puts you out of business, you are already teetering on bankruptcy as it is. So these are some of my comments and some of my feelings on why Hertz is going out of business. It's just a combination of a bunch of different things. Gas prices. When you rent a car, they're going to give you a car that might be empty. Or if they do put gas in it, they're going to charge you like $10 a gallon for gas, right? And they're going to hassle you with insurance. They're going to hassle you with upcharges. Almost every single time that I've rented a car, that I've reserved a car, I'll reserve a full-size car. And then you get there and then they want to give you like here's your Toyota Camry. And I'm like, I reserved a Ford Taurus or, full-size car, right? I don't even know. Do they still have Ford Tauruses? And then they would want to, here's your Kia Rio. I'm like, come on, man. Every single time you guys try to rip me off with an upsell. Every single time. And then I have State Farm full coverage insurance that covers multiple luxury cars of excess of $100,000. Plus, I carry a personal aggregate policy of $4 million, meaning that because like I'm a performer, right? Let's say if I'm on stage and my microphone stand falls and cracks you in the head and kills you or knocks you out, and somebody sues me, I have to have a insurance policy that covers me on that. So if I take one of my custom cars to a car show and you get out of my DeLorean, you bump your head on the door, and then you sue me, I have to be covered, right? So I'm covered in any circumstance that you put me in, right? I can drive any vehicle. I can drive a forklift. I can drive this bus. I'm covered, right? So when I go to rent the car, they're like, oh, no, you really need to get our insurance, you know. So the rental car companies have pulled so many scams on people for so long, not having the car they reserved, trying to upsell them another car. How many times has this happened to you? Oh, we don't have your car. All we have left is this convertible. We can do that for an additional $30 a day. And I go, I don't want a convertible. I don't need that. Well, yeah, we're all out of those cars. We have the minivan available. It's an additional $63 a day. And I'm like, I don't want that. And how about when they were charging you for GPSs? Remember that? Well, if you'd like our GPS, it's $10 a day. I'm like, why isn't there a GPS in the car? You know, so all of these things ruined their industry of them trying to rip off their customers. With Uber, Lyft, and of course Turo, this changed the way we travel. So, you know, I land in Vegas, I get myself an Uber, I tell the dude, hey, take me straight to the Bellagio. But a lot of times, especially in Vegas, there's shuttles that'll take you right where you want to go. And I found that after being shuttled around, if you were to add up the cost of renting the car, the cost of the gas, and then paying for parking everywhere you go, it's way cheaper just to Uber and Lyft. And for some reason, Lyft seems to be cheaper in Vegas. And if you're really cheap, you can do what's called like the line or the carpool, whatever. They call it different things depending on where it is. And you ride with other people. Like I took a Lyft for $3, but I had to ride with some other couple that went to a pawn shop and wait for them or whatever. That was kind of a pain in the ass. I don't recommend doing that. But if you had to, you could do it. This person says, I have a Hertz 5-star club membership, and I can reserve exact model and drive. Okay. You know, listen, I have American Express Platinum, and I get all kinds of other discounts and club memberships and things. But like I said, even if you get the car you want, even if you have a car, no matter what that car is, the fact that everywhere you go charges for parking. For instance, the last time I went to LA and I did that Turo and I rented that Cadillac, when I got to my hotel, I think they were charging me $60 a day for parking. And I was like, that's more than I'm paying for the room with my discount. What? And then there's nowhere you can go in LA and park for free. So LA and Vegas might be two bad examples. The other part of the rental car industry that was really important was dealing with insurance. If you put your car in for insurance and then you were given a rental car to drive while your car is being worked on, well, Hertz isn't going to be the car that you're they're going to charge you so much because you're only allowed, what is it, like $30 a day or whatever, up to 15 days or whatever it is. Again, you're going to get screwed with the rental car company. So, you know, Hertz being one of the more expensive one and one of the most respected brands, but they also have several other things that are under their label. I wanted to say like Budget and Thrifty or Dollar. There were some other sub-brands that were part of their family. Now, just because they filed for bankruptcy doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go completely out of business. It just means they're trying to get creditors off their back. They may get a bailout. They may have to split up some of their companies. They may have to liquidate some assets. Someone may come along and buy the name at a reduced rate. And this may be why they're doing it, so that they can simply restructure the thing, get sold to another conglomerate, and who knows how that's going to happen. But this was just my thoughts on it. You know, I know Rob Ferretti has been talking about it. He's one of my friends, and he's been discussing it. So this person says, I used Sixt once. kept selling and selling. You know, there was a Six dealership right across from the rental car area over there in Vegas. I'm looking for property right in that exact area. That's where I want to move. I noticed that, yeah, they're selling a lot of their special edition cars, their Copa car, not Copa cars, but their custom Camaros and this kind of thing. Anyway, just thought I'd give you my thoughts and feelings on the whole Hertz thing. There's going to be a lot of companies that are going to be affected by the whole Corona thing that are going to go out of business, and or they're going to be restructured. Who knows what's going to happen? That really sucks. But hey, um, sometimes this is just progress. This is what happens, and this is what's going to happen in the future. You know, Elon Musk has a vision in the future that he thinks that maybe, you know, no one will own a car maybe in the distant future. It'll only be self-driving, app-enabled cars. That would kind of suck. I'll be glad when, I hope I'm dead before that happens, because I really enjoy driving. But it could be that way one day, that, you know, transportation is just a totally utilitarian thing, and then owning a car is just something for the uber rich. The same way that flight is now, having a helicopter or an airplane or something like that. So, anyway, hey, I'm Video Bob. Thanks for tuning in. I just thought I'd do a fun little live video and give you my thoughts on Hertz. And don't forget, Hertz was the company that O.J. Simpson endorsed. So, looks like they've slit their own throats this time. So, thanks for watching. Hey, if you like this kind of stuff, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to chill out on the bus. Maybe I'll have an ice cream cone or something. I don't know. It'll be fun.